Welcome to chapter 12.3. In this section we are going to solve the one dimensional heat equation which is given here. So basically one dimensional heat equation says partial u over partial t equals to partial squared u over partial x squared, and our goal is to solve for this unknown u. In order to solve this partial differential equation, we have two boundary conditions and one initial condition. The first boundary condition says the temperature, so this u is the temperature at the left end point equals to 0, and similarly the second boundary condition says the temperature at the right boundary condition equals to 0 as well. Now this initial condition says when your time t equals to 0, the temperature on this interval equals to 1. Now to solve this heat equation, one dimensional heat equation, what we do is we use the separation principle. So we assumed our unknown u can be expressed as a product of two functions. One function contains only the x variable and the second function contains only the t variable. So now we assumed our u can be expressed as a product of two functions x and t. Big X depends on the x variable, big T depends on the t variable. Great. So now the next step is to substitute this expression into the original differential equation, and if you do that you will get partial over partial t of big X big T equals to partial squared over partial x squared of big X times big T. So I did not write little x and little t, but it is obvious. So this big X is a function of x, big T is a function of t. Now if you simplify this these two sides, so this big X is a function of x variable. Therefore what we could do is we could factor out, or we can pull out this x variable from this partial derivative part. Similarly we could pull out this t variable from this partial derivative, because we are taking the partial derivative with respect to the x variable. With respect to the x variable, this big T acts as a constant. Great. Now so these partial derivatives becomes regular derivatives, because big T is a function of one variable which is little t, and big X is a function of x variable. So basically this equation says x, say t dot, equals to t times x double dot. Now as we did in chapter 12.1, we want to take the, let us say, the t variables into one side and the x variables into the other side. And if we do that, let us say if I divide both sides by the product x t, what do you get? We can cancel this x and we have t dot over t equals to x double dot over x. Okay, so we started with the partial differential equation, and we assumed our u can be expressed as a product of two functions, and one function contains only the x variable and the second function contains only the t variable. Then we substitute this expression into the original PDE and we got this. Okay, now let us say, so this left hand side is a function of t variable only. At the same time this right hand side is a function of x variable only. and this says the function of t equals to function of x. Now, as you know, it is not true in general, but it is true if this is a constant and this right hand side equals to the same constant. Let us say that constant equals to negative lambda. If you want, you could pick the positive lambda, but for mathematical reasons I used to pick negative lambda, and you will see why in later. Okay, from this we are going to construct two equations. Let us say one equation says x double dot over x equals to negative lambda, and the other one says t dot over t equals to minus lambda. Okay. So, if you multiply both sides by x variable and take all the terms to one side, you should get x double dot plus lambda x equals to 0, and then if you simplify this, you should get t dot plus lambda t equals to 0. Okay. And this is why we picked the negative lambda value, because here we have positive sign. Okay. Okay. So, now let us see. So, at this point we have two equations. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2.